We then learn through Sam that we can view our father's memories. We get a flashback beamed into our brain of Alec coming up with Sam, being denied official opportunity to work with AI from the Council, and being aware his wife has a terminal illness. And there's plenty of people to talk to.
The outposts aren't happening because we don't have resources or people, so Addison's more uptight than ever.
You have an entire scout ship that's ready to go, and tens of thousands of people sleeping who are also ready to go. I'm sure you can find a pilot, someone who's been in command of a ship, and a whole bunch of scientists and military folk who'd be happy to help find a viable planet to build an outpost. But for some strange reason, now that we're here, only we fit that bill.
After 14 months of failed colonization, forgive me if I don't hold my breath.
There's probably a whole story there. Please tell us how you failed over the months and how we're supposed to succeed. What were your problems and how can we solve them? What has made you deficient and what makes us the right people for creating colonies? That's all the narrative has to do here. Oh, and Ark is here with Pathfinders. Pathfinders can do X. If only we had someone who can do X.
But no one's a Pathfinder until they've path-found something.
As nonsensical as that statement is, since we are the Pathfinders, and that and Sam are what make us special, what path are we finding and what exactly should we be doing? Yes, we need an outpost, which will make it safe for others to then find us resources, which will, I guess, hopefully and ultimately help us to be able to create a colony at said location, but is there a process? Is there some terraforming technology that only Pathfinders have at our disposal? Is it our scanner Omni tools somewhat unique? Corda seems to think so. Does it translate to geoengineering? Are we literal terraforming tools of the Andromeda initiative? Sam doesn't even seem essential. It just makes things more efficient for us. Is everyone else so inefficient without an AI in their heads? Is AI in our heads the path we should be forging for everyone? I really don't get it. Give me something here that makes us valuable.
Much like a colonial director without colonies.
A Pathfinder is to a path as a colonial director is to a series... What?
There must be some kind of plan for encountering hostile aliens. We can't have been that naive.
Oh, this is quite simple. You put no weapons on your dune buggy and no weapons on your scout ship, and that's the plan. I'm not kidding.
We expected life, not an enemy that refuses to talk. They don't attack, they disinfect. We're nothing until we're bacteria.
I think she's exaggerating by they're attacking you so strongly that they wipe you out entirely. I think. But the way she's saying it feels very obscure.
Sorry, 14 months and you stoop to poetry. That's how bad it is.
That's not poetry. Who wrote this? Where is this coming from? Is she sick? Is she sleep deprived? I can't tell with a face like that. What environment and goals did this personality of hers come from? What are you talking about, lady?
Talk to Kandros if you haven't. He's unfortunately become the head of our military. And as soon as he realizes it, we're in the shit.
I don't believe the words she's saying, or the tone, or the phrases, or her euphemisms. This character simply does not work. You can certainly have a character who's tired, confused, desperate, scared, all of these things, and slur their words, but something in this conversation, the content, the style, the delivery, just does not work on any level.
You don't trust him?
I trust him to defend us. I do not trust a rising military influence in a supposedly civilian initiative.
Why don't you trust your own military in this hostile environment? Is there a previous example? I'm sure there were, or there was. The uprising, for example. Okay, why is that? Did they do something bad? Were they routed? Etc., etc. Now, we know our job, which is to find colonies or find planets to make colonies, has lots of conflict. Violent conflict from alien species. We have an alien called the Ket. We need military people. Can we please get over whatever problems you're having or bring it up in a plot point or something?
We came here to make history, Ryder, not repeat it.
Okay, we're conquering a planet or taking real estate or part of a planet or making a sovereign state in it. Throughout history, this has always involved bloodshed or some kind of transaction. I think the writer is just out to lunch here. No one knows how to write this character, how they've been, why they're here, what their motivation is, the content, everything is bad.
Goddamn poetry.
And this is partially why this update was so long. It's just agonizingly bad. I was confused as exactly, is she saying something? Did I miss something? I had to go through other playthroughs. There might be some plot here, but I doubt it'll have any other value if I pick apart some of the sentences, so let's just keep going.
My people tried to uplift them, but the Krogan could never tame their worst instincts. What if they bring their tempers to Andromeda? We'll all be dead.
Now, this is an interesting point on what everyone knows already about the Krogan, and I'm glad it's at least being mentioned here. Still, there's no motivation or plot here, but at least it's dealing with some details that are left out from the premise.
What do I need to consider in making a planet viable?
Assuming the planet supports life, an outpost is critical. People like a roof over their heads, and you'll want to eliminate any hostile threats. Whether that's the cat or other terrors lurking in Helios, colonists being murdered on sight can be discouraging. Also, scouting and mapping terrain is a priority for any Pathfinder. And don't forget forward stations. You'll want those.
So essentially our job as a Pathfinder is to shoot things until they're dead. Why do you need us then? Like specifically the us who came on the Ark. Don't you just need military people? I mean, you already have ships, so what's stopping you? What makes us so special?
What can you tell me about forward stations?
I was afraid you'd ask. It's mostly what the engineers tell me. A forward station allows mining, equipment repairs, and resupply for field teams. I mean, who wouldn't want that? But seeing as how every colonization effort has failed, it's just theory at the moment. You get to test it out, Ryder.
Why did they fail? How many did you have? What were the problems? Are you trying to tell me every attempt at colonization failed before they even got to the point of making forward stations? How about the exiles? Did they fail? Come on, tell us what happened here. What are we up against?
So, you're an accountant?
Don't let that fool you. We are all capable of more than we know. When I was young, I was fascinated by the idea of exploring space.
Okay, so why can't you pick up a rifle, put some guns on your ships and your vehicles, and start making an outpost on an alien planet? Because it's so vital. Aren't you capable of more than you know?
Life had its detours, and I went a different direction. Then I heard about the initiative, and saw my chance to try the path not taken. While I may not be setting foot on new worlds, my authority can ensure that you do.
Then why can't you use your authority to have Candros' strike teams secure and build outposts? They seem to be having no problems landing on planets and multiplayer just fine. I don't understand why we're so important, and they can't do the job you desperately need. These characters cannot answer the basic question of why this protagonist and his characters surrounding him are needed. This is antithetical to telling a story with substance and having a main character. We simply do not need to be in this story.
That's all. Thanks for your time.
Of course, as you pointed out, we need each other. Our futures depend on each other's success.
No, we don't. You haven't told us why you need us.
Some dream. He fixed us all right. Go to hell, Pathfinder.
Now that's cool. Now, if only there was a renegade route, that would be some serious pathfinding. Let's go join the exiles. They seem to know how to actually survive.
Hey, sorry about your father. He was really good at what he did. Just not so good at working with people. He was right about going planetside, though.
Wait, how was he right about going planetside? He lost his life, and we couldn't figure out whether the planet was viable or not yet. That whole alien technology thing with Sam and freeing the Hyperion was a nonsensical fluke. What did the planet's ecosystem have anything to do with a dark matter anomaly in space locking our ship down in orbit?
Coming here, all this, it was just a logical extension of what I already do. Sailing through new stars, discovering new worlds. What self-respecting explorer could pass that up?
Well, maybe an actual self-respecting explorer. One that doesn't go on insane missions with low chances of survival 600 years in the future, and instead has the same attitude to explore the unknown in a galaxy that's closer by. Plenty of undiscovered worlds out there. You didn't need to come to a whole new galaxy to do all that. And you also have a bad case of the Twitchies.
Good luck out there.
Director Addison wants to see a complete report of the Tempest supplies, munitions, and crew.
Director Tan overruled Addison.
The ship's loaded out with equipment for outpost discovery, squarely under Director Addison's purview.
Seen you around. Ben, right?
Okay, so we can do a guided tour and log all the supplies. That seems fine. But before that happens, Vetra has to show off she's a gopher and gets things done. Obviously, Madison wants us to leave as soon as possible, but she's concerned with supplies. Okay. All this guy wants is a report on what was loaded on the ship. In this digital technological age, that should take, 20 seconds to send this data to this guy? But no, we gotta know that Vetra can grease some wheels.
It's done. Addison's gonna kill me.
Thank goodness. For a sec, I thought I was going to have to deal with Addison again.
The guy just wanted an inventory report. It would have been a smart way to explore the ship. You just walk into a new room, use your scanner, you scan some stuff, and you tag it with this... Well, I don't know. Might have been kind of boring, too. Hey, let's just go.
Finally, someone who cares about doing stuff and not just talking about it.
No, Cora. That's not what Vetra just showed us. She literally just talked to someone. She didn't actually do anything. And she could be completely lying about getting that dude's kid into the front of the defrosting line. Considering that's a big deal around here, how would this random Turian get authority to do so anyway?
It's all yours. She's light, stealthy, and the fastest ship in her class.
Cool, so why didn't you go explore a planet with this ship? You seem pretty smart, you're military, and you can grease wheels easily. What were you waiting for? Zero power on the station? And of course the everlasting question, why are we here?
I'll be piloting the Tempest at your word. Quite the ship, but it'll take a Pathfinder's guidance to see us through Helios.
Okay, why? Why is this? Do we have some sort of understanding or knowledge or background of outer space phenomenon? Can we pilot a ship really well? Did we study astrophysics? Again, why do you guys need a Pathfinder?
I'm new to this. Being a Pathfinder running a ship?
You'll be fine. As for the ship, I can help. I knew the Tempest when she was a blueprint.
You just said we needed a Pathfinder's guidance, but I have no idea what I'm doing. And what is up with this guy's facial expression here? Is he sad? Is he confused? Is he...
So how do I...
The console syncs with your implant. Just swipe, touch a destination here, and the nav system calculates everything. Very efficient.
Why does the navigation console sync with my implant if I just swipe and touch things? What does the connection to my implant do? And if the nav calculates everything, what exactly do we need a dedicated pilot for? Shouldn't I, being a Pathfinder, be skilled in piloting a ship as well? If I have a what?
It was optimized for a Pathfinder.
Everything's secure, if you're ready.
Is anyone ready for something this big?
What exactly was optimized for a Pathfinder, whatever Pathfinder means anymore? Why was the ship not on the Hyperion, if it was just for Alec, apparently? And why is this dude still talking?
We signed on for the big stuff when we came to Andromeda.
All right. Excuse me. Excuse me.
What?
Departure vector verified, Tempest. Godspeed, Pathfinder.
Could someone please tell us where we're going? I think I know, but it would be nice if the ship or the pilot said we're departing for X at this cruising velocity, etc. Is it so difficult to tell the audience the basics here?
I'm still fuzzy about how we managed to see Andromeda all the way from home.
It confused me too. I mean, the light lag would have made any data 2 million years out of date. So I asked Dr. Aridana, and she told me, well, it wasn't our tech that did it. It was the Geths.
You're kidding. Those killer robots we had in the Milky Way?
Those exact ones. The Initiative obtained data from an array in deep space, a Geth construct. According to Aridana, the Geth rebuilt a mass relay and turned the approach corridor into an FTL sensor.
Wait, wasn't it supposed to be 3 mass relays? And wouldn't this have been an amazing discovery? Wouldn't that have been worth researching? Like trying to figure out how they're able to send and receive signals from Andromeda near instantly? And if they could send and receive signals so amazingly fast, why couldn't we have experimented to send and receive objects? Oh, right. Yeah.
Did my dad know about this? Why didn't he tell me?
It's possible he didn't know. The Geth are isolationist and hostile.
Okay, but you somehow found out, and why wouldn't you want to tell everyone about this? This would be a big selling point, especially if you wanted to know there was something worth going to. This is kind of a big deal, but supposedly not even the Pathfinder knew. How ignorant and dumb is everyone?
The Milky Way was just a corner of a vast universe, a corner of a tiny corner. We're the ones who got to step out of that corner.
No, it's a galaxy. It's beyond our comprehension of scale. You would have been just fine being a scientist and discovering the unknown in the Milky Way.
It's incredible.
But why is it incredible? Isn't the unknown still the unknown, regardless of what galaxy you're in? See, a crazy scientist personality really needs to sell themselves to the audience why they bothered to come out all the way here. They could have dozens of technical reasonings behind this, but we get nothing from this water and ice here.
With no arcs, no Pathfinders, we had to plan for the worst.
Apparently you don't think of thawing out useful people like pilots, soldiers, and scientists using your actual scout ship and go pathfinding yourself, which is odd since why wouldn't you have Pathfinders on the Nexus? It's the biggest space vessel and has a whole bunch of smaller vessels on it. Why wouldn't the other ships, the ARC ships, have their own scout ships? This is so bizarre. Is it such a weird contingency plan to wake up people who know what they're doing to colonize a planet, which they actually signed up for, if the ARC ships didn't show up?
Habitat 7 was a little more action-packed than Harry bargained for. He decided to spend his retirement years on the Hyperion looking after your sister.
Oh yeah, that doesn't sound creepy at all.
Hold still.
Ow!
Sorry.
I remember you having a gentler touch.
Did Lexi just shake our hand really strongly or inject us with something?
Still trying to get my bearings. Thought I'd be waking up colonists, not taking care of the Pathfinder.
Okay, what exactly just happened? I think I'd like to know if doctors just randomly start injecting me with stuff. What the hell?
I couldn't be in better hands.
I just stabbed you.
And apparently we don't care.
A Ket corpse. For autopsy, a live subject would be better, but I'm not greedy.
Why do you care about the cat?
Yes, do it. This is what we want.
Harry didn't tell you? I'm a specialist in alien anatomy. My thesis on Krogan virility and aggression is what got me in the initiative.
Yes, unofficially the Krogan are here, but they're not actually building any colonies that are part of the program. Brilliant. We've got a great HR program working here. And this guy is moving a couch. I just don't care.
I prepped for years as your father's second. Then he chooses you? An untrained Pathfinder and all this mess to fix? The hell was he thinking?
Yeah, an N7 who couldn't even repair or share a helmet. Yes, amazing survival skills.
So what brought you out to Andromeda?
Biotics like this. Thinking like an Asari huntress. I never had a place. Best I could be was a useful freak.
So because you're a really strong biotic, you were previously part of the Alliance and then moved on to the Asari, but you didn't just like the Asari militia anymore for some reason. So I guess the mercenary life wasn't your thing? And then you decided to come to a new galaxy. That's the next logical step in your career.
What was your commando unit like?
Janae and I were the youngsters. Tethys was our old lady sniper. Kalia patched us up, and Valenza prayed between firefights. Our CO, Nasira,
led us all over the Athena Nebula and beyond. A huntress's work is never done.
Sounds like you bonded and fit in with your squad rather well, and you still didn't feel welcomed after 4 years. Okay. Obviously, an entire new galaxy is clearly your best option for acceptance.